In a world ruled by ancient dragons and celestial beings, a fallen warrior is reborn as the Dragon Emperor, the most powerful ruler in existence. Betrayed in his past life, he rises from the ashes with newfound power, determined to conquer kingdoms, slay gods, and reclaim his throne.
The battlefield reeked of blood and burning flesh. The once proud banners of the Black Fang Legion lay trampled beneath the corpses of its warriors. At the heart of the carnage stood Drakkar, the tyrant warlord, his obsidian armor cracked, his great sword drenched in the blood of thousands, betrayed his most trusted generals, those he had fought beside for decades, had turned against him. As he cut down another wave of traitors, his breath came in ragged gasps, poison coursed through his veins, a coward's weapon, slipped into his drink before the battle, surrounded on all sides. Drakkar laughed, a deep, bone-chilling sound that sent fear through the very men who sought his death. Even dying, he was a monster. Is this the best you can do? He spat, lifting his blade once more. Lightning split the sky. A golden spear, wreathed in divine flames, struck through his chest. He fell to one knee, coughing blood. The gods themselves had decreed his end. As his vision darkened, the last thing he saw was the smirking face of his once loyal general, standing atop a hill of corpses. But this was not the end. The heavens would tremble. The earth would burn, for Drakkar would return. Chapter 2, Rebirth in Fire. Drakkar felt nothing but darkness. A void where time and existence meant nothing. Was this death? The end of his legend? No, a burning sensation coursed through his very soul, hotter than the flames of any battlefield. His body, no, something far greater, was being reforged. He felt power unlike anything he had known before, as if the rage of 1,000 dragons flowed through his veins. He gasped, his first breath in this new existence. Drakkar opened his eyes. The world around him was ablaze, molten rivers flowing through the cavern where he lay. Towering above him, ancient dragons circled, their golden eyes watching with reverence. Their voices thundered in a language lost to time. The Dragon Emperor has risen. His body had changed, his once human flesh now imbued with obsidian scales, his hands bearing claws that could rip through steel. Power crackled in his fingertips, and with a mere thought, flames erupted from his palms. He had not just returned, he had ascended. Drakkar was no longer a mere warlord. He was reborn as the Dragon Emperor. The gods would regret striking him down. Chapter 3, The Throne of Ashes. Drakkar emerged from the volcanic depths, his new form radiating power. The cavern's molten rivers gave way to a desolate landscape, a kingdom reduced to ruins. Ancient stone towers lay shattered, their once grand spires now skeletal remains reaching toward the blood-red sky. The scent of ash and forgotten wars filled the air. Blackened banners, bearing the sigil of a long-dead empire, fluttered weakly in the wind. He strode forward, his obsidian-clad footsteps echoing through the hollow streets. This place was familiar. No, more than familiar, it called to him. At the heart of the ruins stood a throne. It was unlike any he had ever seen. Forged not from gold or steel, but dragon bones and obsidian. A relic of a forgotten age, carvings of fire and war lined its surface, and the energy within it pulsed in response to his presence. This was once mine. Memories long buried awakened within him. He saw visions of a mighty empire, where dragons ruled alongside men, where the sky burned with conquest, where he was once a god among rulers. This was his destiny. His kingdom. His throne. Drakkar clenched his fists. He would rebuild what was lost. He would raise an army unlike any before, and this time, there would be no betrayal. This time, the world would bow. Chapter 4, The First Conquest. The night was restless. The ruins of the forgotten empire lay in eerie silence, but beyond its crumbling walls, torches flickered like hungry beasts in the dark. Raiders. They had made a home in the remains of his kingdom, scavenging the bones of a once mighty civilization. Drakkar stood atop the shattered palace steps, watching them feast and revel in stolen wealth. Disgusting. A king does not tolerate parasites. With a single step, he descended into the battlefield. His dragon-forged armor shimmered under the crimson moon, his glowing eyes like embers of a dying world about to be reignited in fire and blood. The first raider to see him laughed. The second hesitated. The third never had a chance to react. Drakkar moved faster than any human should, his clawed gauntlet ripping through flesh like parchment. Screams erupted. The warband scrambled to arms, but it was already too late. With a single breath, he unleashed an inferno. Flames roared from his mouth, engulfing the raiders in dragonfire. Their weapons melted, their cries were drowned in the storm of destruction. The leader, a brute wielding a war axe, charged forward. Drakkar met him with a contemptuous gaze. With one effortless strike, he shattered the man's weapon. The next moment, his claws crushed the raider's throat, lifting him off the ground like a broken doll. The surviving raiders fell to their knees. Some begged for mercy. Others tried to flee, only to be met with the same fate. "Your lives belong to me now," Drakkar declared, his voice carrying across the battlefield like the decree of a god. This was only the beginning, his empire would rise again. And the world would know, the Dragon Emperor had returned. Chapter 5, Summoning the Draconic Legion. The ruins of the ancient empire trembled beneath a darkened sky. The winds howled, carrying whispers of long-forgotten power. At the heart of the desolation, atop the throne of ashes, Drakkar stood with arms outstretched, the air crackling with arcane energy. Before him lay the draconic obelisk, a towering monolith carved from the bones of celestial dragons. Runes pulsated with molten light, ancient words swirling within the stone. It was said that only a true ruler, one with the blood of dragons, could awaken the legion of the Skyfire. Drakkar closed his eyes. The power inside him surged, a force greater than anything he had wielded before. His voice, now laced with the echoes of dragons past, roared across the heavens. "Rise from the abyss. Rise from the void. Rise and serve your emperor once more." Lightning split the sky. The ground shook. Then, from the depths of the earth, the first dragon emerged, a beast of obsidian scales and molten veins, its wings spread wide enough to blot out the sun. Its eyes, burning like twin infernos, locked onto Drakkar. There was no fear. No hesitation. Only recognition. More came, from the smoldering mountains, from the depths of forgotten tombs, from the endless storms beyond the world's edge, they came. The Draconic Legion had returned. One by one, they bowed. Drakkar stood before them. His crimson eyes reflecting the fire of a new age. The world forgot its true masters, he declared, his voice carrying across the wind. But we shall remind them. The skies trembled as the dragons roared in unison. The conquest of the world had truly begun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. See you in the next one.